All right, in this video, we're going to look at an alternative to adding to the skin in case we need to add a mask to take out some of the graphics. This one was easy when we put just on the bicep here because we didn't have to really take out anything. However, what if we wanted to put this text over here on this side and it's going to cut off, or maybe it needs to curve a little bit more? So this video is for that. Again, you're going to move this graphic and you're going to place it and move it around, change the angle. We're going to move this maybe right here, right there. Okay. Next, let's go over back to the layers panel. We're going to go to the blending options, go from normal to multiply. Now, because we might want the look to be where um, just this part is showing because it's going to wrap around the arm, you could move this a little bit more this way, about there. Okay. First, what we'll need to do is we're going to go over to filter. We're going to do a blur, Gaussian blur again. Let's do about a 2. It just has to look good to your eye. It does not too sharp, not too dull. Let's do about, yeah, there's a 1.9. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit at the top of Photoshop, and we're going to go over down to transform. And from transform, we're going to go over to where it says warp. It made it into a grid over here. And what you'll do is you'll move it around to the curvature of the arm. Arm kind of has a unique way of curving around. Maybe this one, bring it in just a little bit more. And bring it this way. That. Okay. There we go. And we're going to click done. I like the way it curves over here. However, we are going to be getting rid of the solo part because we are wanting it to wrap around the arm. So this is where we're going to do a masking. We're going to go back to the layers panel and we're going to go down over here and we're going to choose on, we're going to click on this one that says mask, layer mask. It's the one with the white rectangle with a black circle. You have your white layer panel here. We're going to go to the brush tool. In the tools panel, click on brush. This time, remember last, it was black and we needed the white brush. Here, we're going to do the opposite. We have a white, we have white in the layer panel box. So this time we're going to make sure that this one is not white, but black. You can switch it back and forth here, or you can click the letter X on your keyboard and you can switch. I recommend zooming in. I can do Command plus to zoom in. Get as close as you can. All right. You can also change the size here at the top. I like to use the brackets over here on the keyboard. Left is to make it smaller. Right is to make it larger. And you're just going to be brushing some of that out over here. Okay, we're going to get closer to the skin. Right there. You're basically going to be painting it to the edge of the skin right there. Whoa. All right. I intentionally did that a mistake on purpose. Let's say you're showing too much of the skin over here. One, we can go ahead and make the brush a little bit smaller. But two, when we take out, remember black is to take out, but white, click on the X, you'll see the white part over here. This is to add back on there. So you can always go back and forth and you can add it. So we can add right to the edge. Look, let's see right there. Be as precise as you can. There's a lot of precision there. Okay. I think this is good. We don't need this part, so we just need that top part over here. We go back over here. Oops. Click X. We're going to make sure that this part right there is nice and clean. Let me zoom in some more. Hit the space bar. When you click on the space bar, it turns into a hand, and you can move that around to get closer. And do X over here. And we're going to make the brush just a little smaller just to get to that part. Right there. Do X, the opposite side, get rid of that. Perfect. And that's it. Zoom back out. Voila. Okay. And the final touches. Once you have that, we're going to go back over here to this layer 1. You're going to click on opacity. Bring it down a tidbit to pay attention to the numbers. Every picture is going to be different. For the most part, around 80, 79, 78 looks good to me in my eyes. Maybe a little lower, depending. I'll do 78 just to be safe for now. And the last part, double click on this part. And we're going to go here to underlying layer. And this part over here, you'll need to click on the Option key in your keyboard. Without it, if you just move this, it'll take away all of it. We don't need that. We need to click on Option, so that way this can be separated in two. And now some of that highlight starts showing. Wherever you think it looks more natural, every time it might be different. If you go all the way, it's too much highlight. You already lost it. You want to go just to where it looks realistic enough. I would say maybe about right there. That feels good to me. Click on OK. Because it's still a little dark over here, I may bring down the opacity just a little bit more. Right there. Okay. And there we have it. We have the alternative. Using a mask, using the paintbrush, and using the warp tool and edit, to get to parts where it wraps around arms, or in the case of the other one, I did it behind the necklace. So I had to use a mask and the brush tool behind the necklace. Depends on where you place the graphic and the tattoo. All right. Last part of this, we're going to go ahead and look at the next video.